Well, Collector, sorry about like the week-long vacation. While there was a dry spell of Loomian Legacy content, I was doing other stuff. So let's get on to this video on how we can improve Loomian Legacy by just changing up like some NPC buildings, giving them some purpose, and just world building in general. Proposing another one of my ideas, this time a lot more original than my last one, and show how small updates can make, at least I hope, a big change, or at least make the game feel much more complete compared to compared to how it would be earlier, and that would be with the additions of NPC buildings, which I'm just going to go over in general, or uses for buildings, or rather. So here we see the two restaurants here in Sephirite City, just off of like Brad's bread and stuff. So we look at the Power Bagel here, right? He would say like, "Welcome to Power Bagel. You name it, we'll spread it on you." Now, what if, and same for the sushi stick. He's like, "Welcome to new sushi sticks we deliver during weekdays." Now, what if you can buy food, right? This guy's cheaper. This guy's more expensive. Now, what if when you feed your Loomian like this new sushi stick, right? You can select a Loomian in your party to feed. Their happiness goes up, right? So that can bring many uses, and while main party members will probably already be maxed out for happiness, you look to like new members, he's like average, right? Now if I can go and buy these bagels, there can be like, maybe a time limit, maybe there doesn't have to be, right? I buy them and I feed them, I can basically increase happiness in a second. And I know that there's going to be players who won't mind gathering up money, like I need to do a money grinding session sometime soon. That way I just have enough money in the future for hunting and stuff, because capture discs are quite expensive. But it's just one small thing that can greatly improve, and that's what I feel too. A second scripter, while I understand why T. Brown does not want to add a second scripter would be perfect for things like this. Small things that don't need, I guess, as much effort put into them, but can make a huge difference to the game. Like maybe for Brad's bread, maybe you can just same case. Maybe it's a bit more expensive. Maybe these vending machines can give you like, you know how in Pokemon how they can give you lemonade, how they can give you water. What if they're the same in this game? Maybe you get like soda pop, right? And it can heal your Loomian X amount, right? They can pretty much just reuse, at least I imagine, they can pretty much just reuse the code from the shop NPCs, right? And plaster them there. They just need to make some new items, which I don't know how hard that is for them. But they can make, basically just reuse the code from, say, the potions, right, in the shop. I imagine it shouldn't take terribly long. Again, I have very little coding experience, and I don't know what this game looks like behind the back end. But I imagine it's something that they could at least engineer out, and should be fairly quick. And that'll be not a huge change, but a nice subtle change to improve the game. Another thing that we can do for on the NPC buildings, or the buildings in general, it's like villages like this. Like you have Kanoka Village, right? Now what if we basically carved out this mountain right here? We had like a mini game. Like what if you can though, like we remove this mountain here, right? And we put like a mini game here, right? Gives people a purpose to come into Kanoka Village, which is a pretty decently cool place, right? It's kind of memed out for only having sluglings really, but it would give a purpose here. Now maybe if maybe we can have like a cool little like maze event, right? We take, at least again, assuming it's possible, take the code from the Halloween event, adjust it a bit, and it's like a mushroom maze, kind of like in Galar, how it was like that mushroom maze with all the impidimps and stuff. What if we have something like that here, and you can find rare items, you can find Loomian specific to this area, like a Parasect kind of clone guy, except of course in Loomian Legacy style. Just something that's like, well, this one's a lot larger, a lot more effort, but something that can basically bring players to more spots in the map than just cramming every new facility at the farthest part in the game. Because this place here has really no use. Route, I think it's 3, has really no use with the mines. But if you look at like the new route, it has the UMP, or UMV, sorry, it has the Pokeball Crafter and Bob's Fishing Pond. That's really, really cramped. Now again, what if it's already been placed, so it's too late. What if instead of the Pokeball crafting guy being on Route 8, what if he was just in here in Kanoka Village? He was like a dwarf blacksmith. It's too late to change that now, but it would have been a cool concept that they could have had. that would at least bring some use to this city, because I know some people like matching up Pokeballs or Lumi discs, sorry. And what if like the fishing pond was, say, next route on the beach, right? That would fit a bit more in general instead of it being on Route 8, which, I mean, it kind of fits there. But a beach would fit nicer, and that way it spreads out the wealth in a sense for places you need to be. Like, we go to Route 3, where is Route 3? I guess I'll go to Sylvan City. Or was it Route 2? No, it's Route 3. If you go to Route 3, now what if you could go ahead and you can just mine rocks and stuff, right? And you can basically just get items like that. So maybe you can get coal or bring back coal from the Christmas event. Nobody really uses coal, so I guess it'll just be something that people stockpile up. But what if you can get other stones? And what if those stones could have uses, like later in the game? Because I know fruits are the evolutionary items in this game. What if like certain stones could give you certain items, give you certain boosts in a sense? Like I said, maybe they can be used to, I don't know, make PvP equipment, which would be kind of broken, but it's better than having to fight for hours just to get CP, knowing that you could lose against someone who does have a built deck, and how nobody challenges you ever, so it takes forever to even get into a match. Unless you happen to be a YouTuber well known in the PvP community. Uh, but in general, it can be something like that, or give some use to it, and there's a reason to come to Route 3, because let's be honest, the average player is not going to come back to Route 3 at all. But if there was like a mini game here where you can mine stones, it gives people a reason to come back. Another one actually here, perfect timing for Sylvan City. You come into Sylvan City, you've got the Rabern's Wrap and another restaurant. Off the top of my head, I think it's a restaurant. Now, what if, again, you can come in here. Now, this, I think, can pique the interest of Llama Train Studios. This person here says, my sister always drags me along when she wants to go shopping. Make her buy her snacks. Okay, that guy doesn't matter. I'm trying to find new albums to listen to. Should I buy Dripple's Bass Drops or Ravern's Raps? Now, what if here was a music shop, right? And you can buy new themes. It's 50 to PvP. So in PvP, you have your theme song play when you send out your Loomian. Basically, it prioritizes a paid PvP song over your own, so force your enemy to listen. Now, if you both have paid, well, you just listen to your own. But that way, it's like your own theme. Devs make money because people are going to spend Robux for this. Players get their own themes. I say it's a win-win. And it gives people a reason, again, to come to Sylvan City. Over here was, I think, another restaurant. I'm going to renovate this shop and open a food joint. Big city like this. Okay, so basically he wants to make a food joint. I don't care about that guy. But he wants to make a food joint. So what if in the future too we saw these buildings like develop? So that way it gives a sense of time to the game. So like I said, this guy builds up, and we get a nice cool little place. It just adds more to the city, mainly the Ravern's Raps area. Maybe again to add more life to the city, they can add just something display there, because it just feels empty, and it shouldn't feel empty. Like what if here we heard like buzzsaw going, we can see this dropping down into a box. Even if it's just a simple slide into a box, it'd be at least a lot better than just statically standing there, especially with Route 3 having the guys actually mine the ore. It's just small stuff like that that can greatly improve the game. That's just some examples or ideas I had, was just basically opening up shops or items or like mini games on older routes, so it gets people to be at other places on the map, so it feels less boring, because it does feel refreshing to go into like Route 3, Route 4. But if there's no reason to go there, then I don't go there. So there needs to be a reason, and that way too it can help, or it attracts other players to do stuff on those routes too, which they wouldn't for like casual players. The casual player on average won't really go to like Route 4, Route 3, they'll get to Route 8 and then they'll be done. But if there's stuff to do at Route like 3, 4, well, they'll have more time to spend there, and then they'll probably explore a bit more. And that's all really there is to talk about. It's just a very, I guess, ideas video. Not really much I can do editing-wise. But that's really all. That's all there is really to talk about now. Peace.